From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE, direct and live from Santa Monica, California, with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go over the incredible great news as the House of Representatives have passed that incredible recon. Off to the Senate we go, and that senators will add more checks on top of what is already in that recon. That looks like it may be even more than $15,000. The latest in today's recording suggested that the recon may be already paying about $40,000 to $50,000. Get that pen and paper ready, because I'm going to show you how to get this incredible sums of money. We'll be turning to then the incredible move to get that recon done faster than later. Why? Because shocking breaking news that's causing world markets to collapse right today is new concerns about a new COVID variant out of South Africa. This is new cause for alarm to get the recon done sooner than later. Either breaking news as Wall Street sees the stock market crashing 1,000 points today and Bitcoin going to its lowest levels since October. Moreover, that you can still get checks right today, and viewers continue to do really well. This is the great news. As viewers have gotten thousands of dollars every single day this week, this is from third stimulus. I'm going to show you how to get your bills paid right today, right this minute, as I'm live with you from Santa Monica on a big, bold, beautiful morning's broadcast. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that. We'll be turning to fifth stimulus, and then if you missed it last night, the trailer that everyone has been talking about of the new show coming to this channel, Calcino. Those details and more, plus the surprise of that major variant. World markets were reacting to the news and the crashing ensuing right now. This is more signal to get that recon done sooner rather than later. A major push is underway to get this recon done right out of the Senate, make it bigger and bolder. It's a big, bold, beautiful morning. I'm excited you're here because the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing, starting right now. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And here we go. That recon passing the House of Representatives off to the Senate. And those Senate changes would give more checks across the board on top of the existing checks, which we thought would have been about $15,000. They're going higher. There may be as much as $50,000 of checks already on the House side before we get to the Senate add-on. But no time to wait for those checks because third stimulus is available today. I'm going to go over all the big success stories that are coming in today and came in yesterday from viewers who have gotten their bills paid this week. I'm going to show you how you can get thousands of dollars of your bills paid today under third stimulus. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be turning to fifth stimulus. And those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful morning's broadcast. I'm live with you. It's gorgeous here. Hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me how the weather is where you are. And this, my friends, is LALATE. And so subscribe. A 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Morning's Crypto live on air. You don't want to miss that show as Bitcoin falls to its lowest levels in October as world markets crash on news about the new variant. Then I'm back with you at 11 a.m. with the new hit show, Holidays LA, coming back for its second season. It's live on air. It's 11 a.m. and I interact with you during that show. And with that, subscribe, like this video, consider becoming a member. Let's go right into this incredible recon. The recon will pay you about $15,000 we initially thought, but then maybe a lot more. These are multiple checks across the board. And the checks now signal that we may be looking at upwards of $50,000 of checks in this recon. Why has it grown so quickly? Grown so quickly? Let's look at the first cluster to learn why. In cluster number one, they got hazard pay in there, $4,000 of elder care. They got $4,000 of care for young children. The CTC, They got it in there. That's a child tax credit for one more year, about $3,600. They got the Pell Grant for the college students. That's $550 checks. And then they got the home repairs if you live in a low-income community, free repairs. But the big shocker is a $12,500 check to you for the purchase of an electric vehicle. Wow, yeah. So already we've gone to almost $30,000, and we're just 2 seconds in this video. Let's go to the first add-on. It comes to the illustrious Maxine Waters. She wanted $25,000, but she got a little bit less. It is money to buy your first home. It's free money, and she got it in there, and it's incredible provision. How do you get this money? Stay with me later in this video. I'm going to show you how to get this money. Then we turn to the next cluster, and that second cluster is the home repairs and paid leave. Home repairs and paid leave, also the pre-kindergarten, the household tax credit, but the home repairs this time is for weatherizing your home. Weatherizing your home, definitely need to weatherize your home, especially if you have a beach house and you need to have those windows. That's a sustained natural disaster. Among the natural disasters, when you see the Czech walking by the window on the beach, hey Czech, how are ya? Oh, I haven't seen him in ages. Can you wave back at me? You can't wave back at me. I mean, at least it's the holidays. Wave at me a little bit. Rude Czech. Let me break down that glass. You can't because it's weatherized glass. Let's go to the second add-on at checks, which comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. This is $250 billion of free money for of covered benefits for my seniors and people on disabilities for home health care. How do you get it? Stay with me. I'll show it to you coming up in a second. We go to the third cluster of checks, and this is where it becomes deliciousness. The third cluster of checks has a lot of stuff in there. And you ready? Here we go. Free school meals for all checks, cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, farmers, then the free internet, then the workers like independent contractors, and the Medicare expansion. The Medicare expansion truly embodies what we're looking at in this Senate-House dance. What's at issue? Well, the House members got the Medicare expansion put in there with 2 provisions, but the senators vowed to add 3 more because they say 2 does not cut it. The House members got in there the Medicaid gap states and got in there the hearing. The senators want to add in there the dental, the vision, and the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is exactly the same mentality and the same approach when looking at MSC, which stands for Monthly IRS Stimulus Check. Those senators represent to viewers of this channel, there's a lot missing for this recon, and we're adding stuff in there. And the great news is that in the last week, several, no less than 3 senators told viewers of this channel they are still adding in that MSC. We have been told by thousands of viewers have been told by those 6 senators that they're adding in an MSC from the month of May all the way to the present. It has been Casey, Coons, the 2 C's, Sanders, Schumer, the 2 S's, Warren, Wyden, the 2 W's, who have told thousands of viewers they're adding in an MSC. The last time they talked about a price point, they said $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. And they said the same eligibility as third stimulus. Who got a third stimulus check? Single individuals, $75,000 or less, you got it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you got it. Double it. Family of 4, you got it. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you got it. Also, adult dependents got it as well. Now, what's important for you to do is you need to pick up the phone and advocate, because now we're in the Senate and they have a lot to add in there and they want to hear from you. They may have heard from you a few months ago, but you need to advocate again. And you can leave a message this holiday weekend as well on their voice messages. Here's the chief of staff to the number 1 senator of this recon. They have now have in total between the congressional senators' offices received more contacts of advocacy from LA than the American petition. Wow, that is 3 million. Everyone's amazing by the outpouring of touching stories from the LA viewers. They have a better understanding of what Americans are going through. They have heartbreaking stories and the voice of the people in LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Very, very kind. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become, and continue until this becomes law. Absolutely. So give yourself some time in the week to make those phone calls. Call the 2 C's, the 2 S's, and the 2 W's. But also, give yourself some time to pick up the phone and get your bills paid. How? With third stimulus. And you're going to see in the second half of this video, have I shown viewers how to get that money paid for third stimulus and how they got their bills paid this week. Viewers every single day this week have sent me private messages on social media about their big success stories of rent, utilities, and other items paid thousands of dollars. Some viewers, $10,000 just this week from third stimulus. I'm going to show you how you get that in the second half of this video. We'll be going over student loan debt forgiveness, the $10,000 offer. We'll be going over fifth stimulus. But more importantly, we'll be cutting back into fourth stimulus with the passage of that recon out of the House, off to the Senate. Those Senate changes that will come in there, they'll add additional checks on top of the existing checks that are looking like it's far more than $15,000. It's looking like it's $50,000 right at the moment. Those details and more coming up at the commercial break. But first, here's a little bit about the community page.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now, direct from Santa Monica, California, with the second half of Incredible Mornings broadcast live on air. As the senators vow to add more checks to this incredible recon, what will those checks look like? How much will they be? We're looking at maybe $50,000 a check so far in this incredible recon. But don't wait for that recon, because you can get your bills paid today. I'm going to show you in the second half of this video how you can get your bills paid right off the board. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest about that. And then we turn to that COLA raise. Wow. Those details and more in the second half of this video, plus the highly anticipated drop of that sirloin Javita Late Lane 66 trailer of Calcina. Those details and more coming up in the second half, and here we go. And this, my friends, is LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Mornings Crypto live on air at 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss it, because world markets are crashing. Then 11 a.m., I'm back live with you with the new hit show, Holidays LA, live on air. And here we go with a development that I did not see coming. In fact, no one saw it coming. If you have not heard the news, it broke about an hour or so ago. World markets are now crashing because of the identification of a new strain of the COVID variant. And that COVID variant is out of South Africa. This is the most significant variant we have encountered to date, and urgent research is needed to get underway to learn more about its transmissibility, severity, and vaccine susceptibility, says UKHSA Chief Jenny Harries. Where is this strain coming from? It's coming from South Africa and neighboring countries. And so immediately, the UK, England, put on lockdown all flights and banned all flights coming out of the following countries minutes ago: South Africa, Lesotho, Botswana, Namibia, Eswatini, and Zimbabwe. This is breaking news in the last few minutes. This is as the new variant known as B11529 has been identified in small numbers in South Africa, but there's big concerns. Why? The current Delta variant, which is the number one strain in the United States, has two mutations. This variant has 10 mutations. How big of a concern is this? Wall Street didn't see it coming. World markets didn't see it coming. And immediately, Wall Street crashed 1,000 points today. It has been down 1,000 points for several hours now. Cryptocurrency crashing dramatically, down 10%, most coins across the board. Bitcoin is at its lowest level since October, and it has crashed nearly 20% in recent days. So there you go. What does this mean for you and your money? It means the president needs to get this recon out sooner than later. The president already had a sense of urgency coming into the news of today. Why? Because of falling poll ratings. The president delivered 3 major wins over the week, and those have not resonated with his popularity. Number one, the president got the roads and bridges passed, but it doesn't resonate with the American people, as I had told you it wouldn't. Number two, he got the recon passed out of the House, but Americans wanted a law. They don't want it just passed to one place. Number three, he released some of the strategic oil reserves, which is oil, petroleum the U.S. government owns, to help bring the price of gasoline down. It hasn't worked yet and likely may not work. But the biggest win, the biggest win of this presidency in the last 7 days has been the following, was the unemployment numbers that were released on Wednesday. As you know, every Thursday morning, the unemployment numbers are released. I've been featuring them on this channel since day one, 40 plus weeks of these reports. Pre-pandemic, we were at 230,000 new jobless claims per week. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we were at 270,000, still higher than pre-pandemic levels. Wall Street was looking for 260. It came in at 199, the lowest number of new jobless claims since 52 years, back in November 15th, 1969. This is huge. So if all this looks good, why is the president's poll ratings falling? Because of inflation. The worst impact of inflation being felt across the country since World War II. And that is why they need to get this recon done sooner. The president has now told the senators to get this recon done fast and bigger and bolder. And those changes are coming to this incredible recon. But first, let's go over the recon that'll pay you a lot of money, starting with the paid leave. The paid leave is thousands of dollars. How does this work? $75,000 more per year annual salary, you'll get $1,700 a week. $35,000 annual salary or more, you'll get $800 a week. $15,000 annual salary, you get $400 a week. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yes, that's $5,000 to $6,000 on the high end. The great news is that if you live with someone, they're going to get the check to take care of you. For example, let's say you live with your son or daughter and they have to take off from work once a week to take you to the doctor. They're going to get the check for taking care of you. Wow. They got in there the SALT cap, currently at $10,000 under the Trump administration, but now it'll be even higher. What is it? You'll now be able to deduct under this incredible recon $72,500 of what you pay in state and local taxes on the federal tax return. It's incredible. They got in there also $40 billion for free job training, because millions of Americans are quitting jobs every day to take higher paying jobs. And a lot of seniors want to go back in the workforce. And now they'll be able to, under FIST stimulus coming up later in this video, because they're going to allow you to receive your benefits and still also go back to work. Then they got the Medicaid gap fix got in there. What is this? A lot of people ask me about this. This is to provide insurance in those 12 workaround states. There are 12 states where the governors are Republican that refuse to pay for Obamacare, and now there's a workaround plan in this recon. They'll provide years of private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states, which brings us to the housing assistance. Wow. $150 billion of housing assistance is in this recon. 6 provisions. The first 3 look familiar. Rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. Yes, it's third stimulus repeated under 4th stimulus. And then the new add-ons, which are home repairs, weatherize your home, and first-time home purchases. And this is why it's so exciting, because you don't have to wait for 4th stimulus to pay your bills. 3rd stimulus is available right today. And I'll show you right now how under 3rd stimulus you can get your bills paid right today. And we're talking about rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And I'm going to show you the success stories of viewers who have sent me messages in the last 24 hours to the last 2 or 3 days. It starts right now with their success stories and the ability for you to get that money as well. We're going to talk about rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP, and more. And here are the stories that have come in. First, we have the wonderful Jay Grand, who says, my family and I have been struggling, but we got $5,000 for rent this week. And also utilities. We could not have done it without your support. So thank you for all your love. We love you, Purple Power. And we speak for all of us. We love you, Purple Power. Very, very kind. Thank you, Jay Grand. Scarpia got Snap. Melissa got nearly $10,000 from 3 items this week. Larica, she got money. She got lumber, wood, because her house is powered by wood for burning stove, wood burning furnace, and she got wood into 2022. Then comes Chris with an incredible story the day before. And Chris says, you know what, Allie? We want to pass on some good news. We just got 3 more months of rent at $4,800 and some utilities. We previously got $10,000 from your channel. I appreciate all your help. I would have never known about this in the process until I started following and listening to you and interacting with other viewers. Very, very kind. So Chris shows us, 1, he got multiple items. 2, he got multiple rounds. 3, he got rent at $1,200 a month rent. Shows you can get big money for rent. Sophia got money as well. And then we had other success stories, which included Will, D, Mike, and Monica. And then we had 2 viewers who sent me messages yesterday. I'll feature them later today on afternoons. So how do you get this money? Here you go. Let's get that pen and paper ready. You qualify. You qualify if you're single, married, children or non-children, adult, young, elderly, on benefits, not on benefits, behind on bills, not behind on bills. And we're start first with the money for rent. The money for rent has gone up a lot. And how much has gone up? This was the money for rent about 3 months ago. And now it has gone to $40,000. Wow. It has gone up an astronomical amount. Why has it gone up? Because viewers have gotten better at doing this by watching the channel. How do you get this money for rent? Here are the 6 places you reach out to. They are featured in the newsletter. The 6 places you reach out to are City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority, State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. Now, you want to say the same words as well if you're trying to get that mortgage assistance. This is all featured in the newsletter, which comes out tonight. Utilities. Get the utilities, get all utilities paid. So don't get one, get all of them. And Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000 of utilities paid. Incredible. Then if you got third stimulus checks, then you know you qualify for SNAP. You should not be paying for food. You should be having the federal government pick up the tab. And what is this? It's SNAP. It's money for food. And it's a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. That's over the next 10 years, he's going to get $250,000 to this channel. Pick up the phone and contact Department of Agriculture to get on SNAP. It's going up 25% lifetime. It's starting last month. When we talk about combos, you see the importance of this graphic. Nancy, Art Sullivan got 3 items, and I told viewers to get multiple items at the time, and they inspired other people to get 3 items. And what happened after that? Mark, who was at 2 items at $32,000. I said to Mark, go get the 3rd. And he got that 3rd, and it brought him from $32,000 to $50,000. Wow. And here's Lorraine. She went from 105 to 120. Mark went from 30 to 50, and Mark is now at nearly $100,000. Which brings us to our inspiration story, and you know who he is, and that is Johnny. Johnny's incredible inspiration story. He was one of 3 viewers who started a particular week on this channel watching, and they had $0. By the middle of the week, they each got $45,000. Good. From 3 items, 3 programs, $45,000. Great. But Johnny heard my message. Don't stop. Keep on pushing. And by the end of the week, Johnny got 7 programs approved. 7 programs approved means he had to make a lot of phone calls. Means he made at least 15 phone calls because you're going to get some no's, you're going to get some no's, you're going to get some yeses. I love that because that shows you how you do it. 15 phone calls in 1 week. Yes, Johnny, good job. How much money did you get? $50,000. Very, very common occurrence on this channel. This is how you do it. This is how you do it the right way. The second half of Johnny's story I also really like. Why? Because he reached out to his family members the next week and said, you know what? I got this money from LALATE. Oh, I've heard about him on YouTube. Yeah. And that money I got from LALATE, I got $80,000. Wow. Where'd you get it from? Third stimulus. His family member said, but Johnny, there's no money in third stimulus except a $1,400 stimulus check. I saw it on broadcast media. He says, no, they don't cover it. He covers it. It's in there. And by the end of the week, those two family members went from disbelief to believers and each got $50,000. What's going on here? There are three major networks in the nation. The number one financial news network covers stocks. The number two covers the economy. And the number three is LALATE, which covers this, geopolitical news. I don't cover stock options or options trading or futures trading. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just don't cover it. The number one channel doesn't cover this subject matter either. Anything you're seeing in this recording. So it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means they just don't cover it. So no time or place to look to those other two channels to hear information about weatherize your home, home purchases, MSC, rent, utilities. They're not going to cover it. It's not the scope of their subject matter. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. They just don't cover it. And that brings us back into forced stimulus with those three remaining provisions in the housing section. We are looking at the home repairs. This would be a grant for low-income households, low-income homes in a low-income community. They got in there the weatherizing your check, which is not necessarily just for low income. And then the first-time home purchases. Wow, this will be something that's given to the seller during the escrow from the federal government. Let's go back into the other provisions of Incredible Recon. $150 billion for in-home health care for older people and those on disabilities. Wow. Then they got in there the $550 check for the college student called the Pell Grant. They got in $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Okay, now this is the one that everyone is talking about on this channel. This is a big surprise. Over the last few years, if you walked into a dealership and looked at an electric car, it would say minus $7,500 of federal rebates. Meaning when you go to buy that car in that showroom, you have to pay the full price, then file tax return, then get the $7,500 back in the mail from IRS. Well, this provision is not like that. No, this provision means you walk in the dealership, you see the price, and then you pay $12,500 less for the car. Whoa, at the time of price, at the time of purchase, you're paid $12,500. A $12,500 check on your behalf is given to the seller, the dealer, by the federal government at the time of purchase. A $12,500 check. That's why this graphic of $15,000 is certainly undervaluing. We're at least $30,000 before we get to these other add-ons and even before we get to the Senate. Now, the language of this provision needs to get changed. It's called the climate-friendly incentive, and it's not friendly because why? It violates U.S. trade rules. If you look at the language of the legislation, there's only 3 cars that qualify so far, and who passes laws for 3 cars? Doesn't make sense. What's going on here? They want to have it for U.S. work, U.S. Cars. Okay, Ford. Electric. Okay, Ford electric. Made by U.S. labor, unionized labor. Okay, Ford labor, unionized labor. That's fine. In a unionized plant. Okay, Ford plant. And then the plant has to be in the U.S. soils. Wait a second. Did you not know that most of Ford and GM and Chrysler's electric cars are made like that with U.S. labor, unionized in Canada and Mexico? So suddenly you're violating U.S. trade rules with Mexico and Canada, saying you're not going to qualify. For example, the Ford Mustang Mach-E is a beautiful car. It's electric, but it's made in Mexico. And so that would disqualify the car. I think they're going to have to change this language. $65 per child is in there for nutrition. Then we go to one of the best provisions this week on, which is the cheaper medication. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D. Cancer, arthritis, diabetes, medications that's $1,000 a dose will drop to $35 a dose. This is incredible. It starts at day 1 with 20 medications right out the door, slashed across the board, and will grow to 30 medications by the year 2028. They cannot increase more than the rate of inflation, or there's a penalty provision. A penalty provision? No, says Pat Toomey, the senator, GOP senator, says you can't have penalties in a recon. I agree. I also agree that the provision for immigration reform will be coming out of the recon. What's at issue? The Senate parliamentarian. She's set to rule on this potentially next week. And she previously said immigration reform can't go in there. Also on the battleground is the paid leave. Remember, if a provision comes out, not the money could be reallocated to your MSC. And with that MSC, guess what? The same six senators who want to add an MSC in there have also said we have, quote, major gaps in this recon that we need to fill up. Those comments coming in from Bernie Sanders is the best bill since the 1960s, but we have major gaps. And Casey Coons, Warren, Wyden, and Sanders all say they're adding provisions to this recon. All right, so get that pen and paper ready because I got some more checks for you right now. They got universal pre-kindergarten in there, 1 year check front end. They got childcare back end check 1 year. Earned income tax credit for my hazard pay workers, back end check. The child tax credit front end, 1 more year. Then they got in there the hearing aid, that's a check. And then the home health care, a covered benefit. We went over the housing, we went over the Pell Grant, and we went over the food. So what else would Bernie add to the incredible recon? He wants to add 3 provisions in there. In addition, of course, that MSC. He wants to add in there lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, dental, and vision. First, lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. It's currently 65. He wants to drop it down to 55. Bob Casey says 60. Then Bernie wants to do dental. He wanted 10 years full benefits, too expensive. Then he offered 3 years full benefits. I think that works. The last offer was an $850 check in that recon for dental. I don't think that works. Not enough money. Then he wants to do vision, a pair of frames and an eye exam per year. $150, send it out the door, and we're done, and we call it a day. We'll turn back to frame wars after this after this weekend. But student loan debt forgiveness could also be coming this time by executive order. There's a $10,000 offer on the table from the president to forgive student loan debt. The Democrats should take it. It would not preclude them from getting more next year. The president's already forgiven student loan debts for people who became disabled, went to work in the nonprofit sector and the public sector 10 years after graduation. COLA, your fifth stimulus coming in January. What's going on? COLA has been announced. Benefits are going up 5.9% January 1, but it's not enough. That's why they need the fifth stimulus. And fifth stimulus would raise your benefits up one time, but then apply a new benchmark. And that new benchmark will be inflation. So you get 3 lifts in 1 year. Remove the income cap, remove the asset cap, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest like Rob and Sandy. And there you go. If you haven't become a member, what are you doing? Become a member. The membership link is under this video. Become a member today to get the incredible newsletter, which shows you how to get all your bills, all these incredible bills paid under third stimulus. The newsletter features the 6 places you reach out to, the keywords you say, this 5 nonprofits. It also features the statement from Treasury about the money for rent. You want to read that before reaching out to it. It's important to get that newsletter and read it, which comes out 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday on the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. Why is it important? Because members are winning. There's always a non-member that may jump in the live chat that says, I did this, and I look at it, I said, that's not what I said in the video. You didn't follow the instructions. Now, if you're a member, you absolutely see it right in front of you, so it's not hard to miss it. And with that, so much happening across the board, but I've been so excited for the return of a very popular show. In fall 2020, as the holidays were upon us, this channel delivered a show called Holidays LA, and guess what? It's back. Today is episode 3. And Holidays LA is a 2-part show. The first part of the show gives you the latest update on stimulus in the financial markets. Then after the commercial break, Holidays LA covers holiday decor, food, decorating, and inspirations and tree picking and things like that. And guess what? It's been very well received. The incredible money for holiday decor can start at 1 penny. I show you how to repurpose things around the home and get great stuff. If you've missed it, let's take a look back at the rollout of season 2 of Holidays LA, which comes up at 11 a.m. today. Here you go. And there you go. Holidays LA returns at 11 a.m. in about 2 hours from now. But coming up next is Mornings Crypto, and you may want to tune into that if you've ever watched crypto on this channel. Why? Because crypto's crashing. World markets are crashing. We look at things through the eye of risk, and the president looks at stimulus through the eyes of risk. And if you don't see something coming, it surprises you. And the news today about this strain out of South Africa is a big surprise. The U.S. government is trying to deal with inflation, trying to deal with prices, trying to deal with labor shortage, with labor now at its best levels ever, but a lot of people still not wanting to show up unless they're paid a certain level of salary. And when you're trying to deal with those elements, then you're trying to not get a new one that you didn't anticipate. And the announcement of the strain today is really rocking a lot of worlds. This is as other countries like Germany concerning full lockdown, and there is big concerns with what they're dealing with right now that could spill over into our soils as well. That's why we deliver the ability of information on this channel, showing you how to get information so you're up to date, showing you how to get money and get your bills paid, because I know there's nothing more important than getting your bills paid during the holiday season. And that's why I'm so inspired by those people. If you've had a success story, send to me on private message, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, of the money you've gotten for rent, utilities, and food or internet. And meantime, join me next at 11 a.m. But did you catch it? Did you see it? Oh my goodness. This channel, through the magic of TV, has been able to get three of the biggest divas to do one show together. I don't know how they agreed to them. I don't know how they got these three divas to do one show together. It's Sirloin, Javita Late, and Belaine 66. Oh my goodness. Yes, they have signed on to do the new show coming to this channel, Calcino. And it's the talk of the land, and it's coming to this channel shortly. It will be a live, on-air, laugh-a-minute, irreverent show about everything you'd certainly expect. But for the first time ever, Sirloin, Javita Late, and Blaine 66 all in the same house. Oh, I don't know how they're going to do it. If you didn't catch it, here is the trailer for Calcino, which debuted last night. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big, bold, beautiful Mornings LA. Join me next as Mornings Crypto heats up at 10 a.m. We're going to go over live the breaking news as cryptocurrency crashing dramatically. And it's not going to be done with its crashing. Bitcoin going to its lowest level since October. Then I'm back with you at 11 a.m. with Holidays LA, bringing your decor and also your stimulus updates. Then we got new shows at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and more. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, folks. Focus. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited you join me, and I look forward to you next on Mornings Crypto. Have a beautiful morning, and stay with LALATE for more.